All right. Sketchbook Heroes podcast.
Brought to you by no one.
Episode 209. All the sound effects. Maybe. They're like muted in the back. Yeah, this song is taking over everything.
Jesus.
The Inktober special. Time to prep, friends. It's only less than a month away.
So that's get your anxiety ready, because here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble. Fuck it. Yep.
Feels.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
Wop, 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 wop. But we came prepared.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hope it was as good. Wow, mine's grapefruit smells a bit like sweat does. Nice. Or my sweat smells like grapefruit. Whatever.
Cocktail.
Cocktail.
Fruit. Yeah. Good to be back. How long has it been?
It's been 2 weeks since we talked.
It's a bit.
It's a bit.
I just heard the song.
Yeah, but that's what I was going for, and then
it's been 2 weeks since we talked a bit,
and that's it.
Skibbit it, mip.
Skibbit it, dim dum da dum do.
Yeah, just
keep it
low. No.
Like Joe Blow.
Just no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so, how long has it been? Can we just erase everything we just did?
Nope.
Yeah, we can.
This is the intro for the Inktober special with me, Elliot. And you, Robert.
And me, Robert, yes. Hello. Take it away. How long has it been?
How have you been?
I have been super duper busy, to be honest. It feels like I'm going to be like monologuing for the whole episode, and then we're going to talk Inktober. I've been really good. The first week, really nice to have off, and I took that Monday to actually write out a prepared PDF with an introduction of myself and my story, the crazy one that nobody's ever heard of, that I have actually talked about, but nobody's heard, I mean. And sent it out to, I think, 16 publishers.
Damn.
Yeah. I just went full on, let's just market this bitch. And
very cool, though.
Yeah. So I know it's an extremely crazy idea. So off the bat, I think most publishers are just going to go, nope, straight away. It's also written in English, but the presentation is in Swedish.
Very cool.
And I do explain that, like, it's easier for me to put it down in English, and then I can work on translating or whatever, but it just sounds better. And it's just, I don't know. It felt like very unprofessional, but still professional. So I don't know what that would classify it as.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you sent it out.
Yeah, it's out.
It's out in the universe.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. And that really fueled me into writing more, because I just felt, I was horrified to send it out, but I did that, and that did something. So I started writing, and I got really organized, as I told you, and I think I'm gonna do that in the tools section, just break down my writing process.
Yeah, that's awesome.
More as a tip to people if you want to write something and you don't know how to maybe do it the easiest way.
So if you want just the tip, it's in tools.
Oh, yeah. And with Rob.
And with Rob.
Yeah. Just to make it
Rob's
worse.
tip.
Yeah. It's a big tip. So yeah, that was the first week, and that felt really good, and I was super busy with work.
Yeah.
And then came the weekend, and with the weekend came Ink Bash, which is Stockholm's own tattoo convention. 25th year, I think. So it's been going for quite a while. And it's always fun. But this year was very, very different because of wifey is more or less going into labor any second. So that's extremely terrifying. And going to Ink Bash, normally I would just sit down and then take like a list of people that want to do stuff and just try to make as many people happy as possible. With this one, because in my head, I would have prepared everything, and then for the first client, as soon as the needle would hit the skin, the phone would ring, and that would be Santa going into labor, and I would have to go. So to prevent that, I took in a friend who was kind enough to sacrifice a part of himself for me and the arts. And like he was fully prepared that we might not be able to do anything, and also that it might take forever. But he just wanted to help me do one of the coolest tattoos that I've done, period. And we did that for 2 days straight. I thought I was going to finish it in one sitting, but, well, convention, it's not like the easiest environment to sit and be super focused at. So it just took forever, and new ink and blah, 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 blah. And just full-on panic mode pretty much the whole weekend. And then we competed on the Saturday night and won absolutely nothing. And and then Sunday I did another little small tattoo flash that I just dragged on forever because I didn't want to work. And now I'm here. So like I am dead tired. I am so extremely tired that I'm actually drinking a Red Bull. And yeah, that's been me, I guess. How are you?
I was like, I have to talk. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be talking most of this episode because.
Okay, then I'm going to keep my intro short. I haven't done anything. I've done nothing. I've worked out. I'm still bald. What do you want?
You're actually not that bald.
No, I'm not that bald. The thing is, I'm not bald in that sense. I just have a high hairline.
Yeah. I don't know why I always because I have Eric as a reference.
Yeah. He's an 8-ball. Like
yeah,
he's a
cue ball. Yeah.
cue ball. Yeah.
So in my head, that's kind of where you're at, but you're definitely not there. Like you look good in this look. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Also, I did shave the side of my beard for the first time in forever.
So did I.
So yeah. So you can actually see cheeks. Yeah, you can actually see cheeks, which makes me, like Max said, look harder.
Yeah.
Which is a weird compliment to get from another dude.
Yeah.
You look hard today. You're like, what?
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
It's a hard tip.
It's a hard tip. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good though. I'm good. Like life doesn't feel as sucky as it did a few weeks ago.
Which is fantastic to
hear. It doesn't feel great.
No.
It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel anything.
Does it ever?
No.
No.
And, it feels good on and off, like as life does, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And yeah. And Inktober is sort of
Upon us.
Yeah. So we thought we were gonna
Do a
thing
as we normally do. Was this the third Inktober pre-tober?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is or we might have done. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember episodes we've done.
We do talk.
Yeah.
About Inktober from time
Only
to time.
keep me accountable if it's good.
Yeah, accountable.
Accountable if it's good.
Is that the intro I'm hearing?
That is the intro.
It's
Thank you for listening. Rate us.
Yeah, rate everybody.
Rate everything. Tell everyone
spread the
about
word.
things.
Yeah.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the
So let's start with not that. Let's start with the big disclaimer.
Yeah.
Because there's the controversy of Inktober, and nobody wants to go back and listen to old episodes except whoever does that.
Thomas. I think he's done it like 2-3 times now.
No, but there are people that actually go back. I think someone wrote in the forums that I'm only on episode 10. It hurts. Yeah, why?
Yeah.
But normally, I think people don't want to go back.
Yeah.
So there is this controversy that Jake Parker stole Alfonso Dunn's,
Book.
or what do you call it? When
Template? Is that-
No. When you
Concept. No.
No. Like he ripped off his book basically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With his own inking book.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing has really been proven.
No,
Alfonso Dunn said some stuff. Jake Parker said no stuff. No,
Yeah.
but the thing is, if you look at inking books, if you have an inking book and you compare it to Alfonso's book, it's the likelihood of him having some of the same topics in that book is like the likelihood is very high. Yeah. So like all books regarding, any type of drawing basics will cover some of the same stuff in somewhat the same manner.
Yep.
You crosshatch in a certain way and it doesn't change a lot from book to book.
It's just
so
tiresome.
It is.
But
It could
I
have been-
also get Alfonso.
No, I do get it as well.
Because it is very similar. Like when you look at the evidence that he provided, it's kind of spot on. But then again, like why would Jake Parker like have to rip off his book? Maybe
Yeah,
he
they're
liked
both-
the
no, but
layout,
the thing is,
and
they're-
just did a similar thing.
They're both like successful artists
Yeah.
in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Like over 500,000 followers there, 1 million followers there, plus they have a following.
yeah,
I don't think anyone would intentionally do that, but you never know.
it's still tiresome and
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we're trying to say is, whatever your stance on this whole Inktober thing is, we're going to talk about all the challenges here. If it's Sortember or Drawloween, whatever you want to do for the October challenges, like drawing challenge, that's up to you. We're going to leave that up to you. We're not going to partake in any sort of mob mentality of who did what when. We don't have any evidence that, that clarifies the situation. Therefore, we're not going to throw gasoline on the fire like everyone else and just do what we feel comfortable with and what we enjoy.
and it's done. It's gone
Yeah.
in my head.
But there's like online, there's a lot of hate. We don't want, like, this podcast is not about sort of being hateful against artists
Quite
and
the
the
opposite.
art community. Yeah. So
Stupid,
pick
yes.
a challenge that you enjoy. Like, there are so many nowadays. For me personally, nothing has really felt as fun as Inktober has.
No, same.
So I'm just going to keep doing that one for me.
Yeah.
And, with you that hang on the Discord, because we do that together now, and it's a lot of fun to kind of support each other. And with that, we're going to sort of dive into how we're going to like approach it this year. What we learned from like last year, probably nothing.
Nothing.
And whatever else we can come up along the way, sort of like how you prep for Inktober if you're new to Inktober or any other of these challenges.
As you all know,
Yeah.
we tend to not stick with any type of subject that we start talking about.
So yeah, expect some other stuff.
Much, yeah. So yeah, where do we even start?
Where do we start? Okay, so what did we learn last year?
I hate my life and everything around it.
And I haven't drawn since last Inktober.
But I still don't own a gun, so I have not shot myself. Pretty much.
Except in the foot
And yeah,
with the
yeah.
with the
that.
metaphorical gun.
Very much. No, I had a blast last year. I
did I.
loved doing the story. It was a lot of stress, of course, because there was a lot of stuff around not just Inktober, but work life and then Comic-Con
Yes.
straight after. So there was just so much all at once.
Yep.
And I mean, that's normally how it goes. You can never just do the one thing. So, surprise, surprise. Not at all. But then I decided to do more of a story-based prompt approach. So I still used the prompts, but made it into a story rather than focusing in on really cool artwork. And that was a fun challenge. It was something different and
crazy.
But well, lately I've been more story-driven in general. Like I do like writing and coming up with stories rather than drawing stuff. So with that in mind, I think if I do Inktober, I still haven't decided if I will or will not do it this year. I still would like to continue that story because where I left it off, it works perfectly as a full circle thing or a straight circle with the Inktober for last year. But I could also spin it off to now he's going out again and it's a new adventure with the new prompts. And this could be the thing every year. So it could just go on forever. Or I don't do it and I just post the same images
Life is good.
as last year.
I think this year will be a challenge for you since you have a baby on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Or like when Inktober starts, you might have a baby already.
Yeah, very much likely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say or do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also that's why I'm very we'll see. Which I think is a good way to just tackle Inktober. Also from learning from last year, where I think we both just pushed ourselves a little too much. Because having to finish Inktober before Comic-Con, but not doing it and having to do...
I also had freelance. Or I started prepping for Inktober, and then I got Procreate reach out, asking for an ink drawing, and, doing that for a while. And then, or like the 2 weeks before Inktober, I got the gig. And then, those 2 weeks, instead of prepping, I was freelancing, plus working, my normal 9 to 5, and it got quite a lot. That prep time would have been really nice.
But we were also really good with the prep.
Yeah, the prep went really well up until I got like half of, September, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I did the first 8 or 10 maybe.
Yeah, and I did something like that and then freelance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did learn some mistakes that I did last year. And that I'm going to correct in this year's sort of tip to all y'all.
Cool. Any other sort of learnings that stuck with you now?
From last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I went a bit crazy on the Inktober's last year, just in general. Now that I look back, they look very sketchy. Pun intended. But I don't see myself doing less though, because then it's not worth it for me. If I can't challenge myself a bit, it doesn't feel worth it.
No, but
I'm hoping.
So now, the thing is that both you and I have more or less not created since Inktober last year. So there's still something that happened there that I can't put my finger on.
I know exactly what happened.
No, but just all of my inspiration or creative motivation died.
Yeah, but it wasn't Inktober was, I guess, the last straw.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, the reason, if it was only Inktober, it wouldn't have been a problem.
No.
It was the amount of work that I had. My 9 to 5 is drawing, and then family. And
I had the tattoo convention before
you had a
the
tattoo
Comic-Con.
Convention. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So I had to draw for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it was just a lot of work. It was freelance. It was normal work, It was prepping for Inktober, being a family man, working out every day, all of it at the same time for an intense...
Yeah, we did
I didn't even
3
sleep.
months work in 1 month.
Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very, very tired. And at some points, I slept 2-3 hours tops. And then I woke up and grind, work out, family, Inktober. And eventually you come out of that. During Inktober, I think I drew one piece there. and I didn't draw anything for months. Then I drew, like, beginning of the year, I drew this little pagoda thing, like January, and then I didn't draw again. And then, like, a month ago or less, I drew, like, the Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And that's the amount of work that I put out, personal work, since.
Yeah. And I have put out an equal amount of work, which have not had any purpose at all. It's just been trying to get back into it.
That was mine as well.
And no.
Cthulhu was the first piece that I had sort of like a vision for. That I was like, oh, let me try this out. I'm like, oh, this is a fun idea. And I remember something triggered it. I just don't remember what it was. Yeah. But something at least got me drawing that one drawing.
Yeah. But it's really interesting that we both ended up there, and we're not the only ones. I mean, there's a lot of other people that I've been talking to that have had a similar type of dip this whole year. More or less, I don't even know if they've done Inktober or not, but it's just been something with this past year that's been very, like, uninspiring in a way, I guess, or just people haven't been creating in the same amount as they normally do. I'm not saying everybody, you still have all of these amazing artists doing amazing things, but it's funny that I would say a majority of people that I talk to have been experiencing the exact same thing. Specifically in the tattoo industry.
Because I have the exact opposite feeling, like everyone's just doing what they normally do and I'm out of the loop.
But I think it might actually be like just a spontaneous thought now that because of during the pandemic, the 2 years that COVID was a thing, we didn't have all that much tattoo work, so we had more time to actually put into drawing other stuff. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic kind of disappeared a bit, and tattoo work came back to normal, and that just became a lot of work, whereas before you were used to that. That was a normal amount of work, but now that it's back to normal, it's more than we're used to. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, but also for me, like, the pandemic didn't affect the amount of work that I had at all.
No, so that doesn't explain anything.
So for me, like, everyone's like, oh, you know, because my wife, she was home for like months doing nothing.
Yeah.
She just got paid and waiting to start working again. And I didn't get that. Like, we didn't even notice a bump in the road, you know, like, we just like, okay, bring your computers home and keep working. And it just worked. And, you know, we managed to put games together at the normal pace. Yeah. And you're like, what? Okay, this works.
Yeah.
So it really didn't affect anything, except that I worked more, it feels like, because we had to adapt to working from home in a way that wasn't, you know, like, you could never log out of work.
But it's also taking away that time on the train that you normally have to sketch and be creative to warm up for work. And, you know, it was that whole process of getting ready for the day. That's gone now. Now it's just waking up, grabbing a coffee, going to the gym, and then I don't
even do that. On the weekends I work out in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's usually I work out during lunch. So I get a midday break, because otherwise I don't take breaks. So I need workout to kind of break my day.
Maybe you should just go to the train, sit on the train and sketch. Go to like
back and forth.
That's what I'm doing. And then jump on the train and go back.
And go back home.
Yeah, but
the thing is, I don't want to waste that time now, because I went to work, you know, like when I was required for a meeting. It was that whole day was such a waste. I did nothing. Like, it was, and then I was stressed the next day because I had wasted a full day, you know, traveling, and then the train was late and this happened, and then you're like, I've done nothing. So this all piles up onto tomorrow, basically. So did not enjoy that.
No. Okay.
But taking a walk before work or something, sure.
But you can't sketch walking. So
I can't.
No.
I can't. I mean, can. Can't.
And of course, anybody can sketch anybody walking, but you can't walk.
But what is your biggest learning, or what was your biggest mistake last year, sort of? So
I think just off the top of my head, I would say not planning enough, maybe like story-wise, because I really improvised the whole thing just from the prompt. I had the image more or less sketched out, like thumbnails, but story-wise, I could have maybe jotted down some notes on story plot details. I don't know, something to connect it maybe a little bit better. So that would have been something that if I do it this year, I would try to do. And I mean, I did like a full comic page.
It's insane.
So it was always like 2 or 3 images for the one prompt. That I will not do.
So will you do, like, if you join in, will you do it as sort of like I do, like a one image storytelling? Yeah,
for sure. And that way I could also put maybe a little bit more extra time and effort into getting something a little bit cooler out. Because I did maybe the first 2 or 3 were okay. Or
yeah, they were nice.
I really
like
enjoyed the first one and second one. I really liked.
I think you had like a couple of highlights here and there when you weren't stressed. Like you noticed that some days you were like, I don't have time.
I just needed to get it done. Yeah. But it just made me not feel proud of the end result because it just felt half-assed, the whole thing. So yeah, it'd be cool to actually do something of similar quality but better illustration quality, you know.
So the ambition level sort of like...
Exactly. Like a little bit lower ambition on drawing stuff. More emphasis on story, but also getting a little bit more time with the one image. Yeah. I think, that's pretty much the only thing that I would change. What about you?
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
What I did last year was I did a thumbnail and then I tried to sort of like start the original drawing a bit early and then like take it to a somewhat polished stage, you know, like ish, and then just leave it and go to the next one.
Yeah.
So, you know, Inktober caught up. so
Which
what
it does.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I was drawing an image, I came up with a million other ideas that I kept adding. So it was actually, it took me longer to finish the already started images that I had done than it took me to make a new one. Yeah. So I just overcomplicated the already started images. So what I'm going to do this year that I should have done last year is figure out all 31. And I've done, as you guys listen to this, I've done 4.
Wasn't it more closer to 6?
No, I think I was on the 5th or 6th. I don't know. Like, whichever. I did a couple.
Somewhere between 4 and 6.
So I've almost done, you know, like a full week of thumbnails. They're really tiny, and they look like a little storyboard. Yeah,
it actually looked really cool. I loved it.
The end result is not going to look anything like that, but it's nice to have them all sort of like you see them all at the same time. And I'm going to just whip them all out. And whatever I can't figure out right now, I will leave, go to the next day.
Yeah.
Draw that, then draw the next one, get stuck, skip it, and then revisit all the difficult ones later.
Yeah. I guess like with the more you do, the more ideas are going to come to you.
Are going to generate, Or I will make something later on for another prompt that I'm like, oh, this would fit better for this one. Yeah. Because that happened so many times last year.
Oh, really?
And yeah. I was like, oh, I should have used this one on that one. Like, so my idea here is to get them all out in thumbnail form and then go in and kind of like rework some of them or just, you know, like.
Are you going to try to stay ahead again, or are you going to do them all like on the day?
No, I'm going to like, if I manage to get all of the thumbnails done, I'm going to start bashing them out.
Okay.
Yeah, just no prep work. I'm just going to draw them.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to finish them one by one so that I know that I'm actually done, move on. No going back.
Yeah.
There is no improving anything
just
at this.
Finish it. Yeah.
So I'm going to try. I think is the key word here, that this approach will be a lot better than last year. Because last year, my biggest struggle wasn't drawing them. It was actually, coming up with them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I only had 10 to 12 ideas. I had 7 or 8 done-ish. you know, but then I couldn't come up with shit. So I sat till like 3 a.m. And, you know, when you're at your most tired and you have to perform, that's when the idea would come to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now I need another 2 hours to actually finish these.
Yeah.
So that kind of fucking killed me last year. So I think having the ideas and having them as clear as possible, like if you see the thumbnails, they're very sketchy, you know, like they're very loose, but they're clear.
Yeah, you still get the exact
gist,
idea of what you're trying to do and what you're going to be doing. And like I said, they still look really, really cool. Like you can already tell that it's going to be like, well, as amazing as it always is when you do this shit.
Until you revisit them.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
you don't. That's what you never do.
I think the thumbnails are going to be the sort of like the what I'm going to enjoy from this Inktober. Like,
yeah. Well, like always.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not even nearly close to even thinking about doing it.
Yeah, I need to start because, and like I said, I haven't drawn anything, so this is such a low hanging fruit. It's such a you can't fail with thumbnails because they don't have to be good. They just have to be clear. Like this is the main character. This is the whatever the prompt is, and move on.
And ta-da!
Yeah. So it really is, and to make a tree in that like size, you just do a little thing and then you smear some leaves, and you're done. Like it really is like 2 strokes and you have a tree, basically. So the reward ratio here is super high. And I did 3 last night, 1 on the way to work, and then like it is like they're so simple to just get out. So I'm enjoying this process. I'm not sure if I have it in me to do an Inktober this year.
Yeah, same.
But at least I'm going to have ideas. I'm going to use the momentum of Inktober, I guess, to get some thumbnails out. And then I can, whenever I feel like it, just push one out. Because I'll have the ideas. The ideas won't go lost, even if I fail Inktober. Like, all that. So if this is your first year, the more you plan and prep, the easier it'll be to kind of succeed,
Yeah. Use the hype, because if you're new to Inktober, I guess you're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Utilize that energy and start prepping, and just if you already have the prompts, just go
ahead
for it.
There's no idea to wait until Inktober actually starts. There's no prestige in coming up with the stuff on the day.
Because I think that is what most people think, that you have to do it on the day.
Did that for years.
Yeah, we all did.
Dum-dums.
Yes, and how many of those did we actually finish?
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
I've finished 2 Inktober so far out of all of them that I've done.
Yeah, I finished 3, I think.
Yeah, I think you finished 3.
Yeah.
And I finished 2.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Because,
two?
Actually, I wouldn't
I don't
mind.
know.
I wouldn't mind doing the tattoo design thing again. Like that was
would be
always
fun,
a good kind of backup thing in case I don't feel like writing stuff anymore. But
I think that is the simpler way to go, though. Like just keeping it simple and loose.
yeah, just do.
But but you need to find a thread though, because I remember you hated those.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you don't want to do something you hate. Yeah.
Bad period. Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Yeah, and also like the thing is, I found a way where I can do these what you think are full illustrations. For me, I do them in the fastest, most like the dirtiest way that are fine to me. So you got to find sort of like where your ambition level is sort of deliverable. Because
Just do the AI thing. Just write
just
ink
generate
drawing and then the prompt.
That is actually funny.
There you go.
But just find a level of, I don't know, like an ambition level that is feasible, that you can do for 31 days.
Yeah.
So I would say what like Pandemonium Arts on Instagram did was he has this world that he's built up, and he just drew like items for his like Dungeons and Dragons world, that he has.
Yeah.
So he just made these awesome black and white sketches on his iPad, and they look so good. They look like ink.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed to, erase or whatever the fuck, or maybe he did. I don't care. But he just made them. They look like fucking ink drawings of different objects that he used like sort of the same aesthetic on, and it's just so pleasing to look through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever you can, like if you have something that you want to sort of focus on, or just do that, like keep it simple and just, try to get through the challenge. Because I think it's more important to actually commit to the challenge and do it day 1 to day 31.
Yeah.
But keeping the scope, manageable, just so you learn how it is to plan a project and then finish it. Because I think the biggest struggle that I had was that I had no plan. I just went in, drew a bunch of, nonsense every day, trying to sort of surpass the day before or something. And then you'd fail,
Yeah. Yeah, eventually you hit that wall.
Yeah.
And then you're just stuck.
And like all these challenges, like your motivation is going to wane along the way. So that's why, like, if you have a plan, you can at least rely that the plan is the same every day,
Yeah.
And if you have sketches or thumbnails, like today you're going to draw
This.
a skull, tomorrow you're going to draw this, and you have a little plan. You don't have to think. You don't have to generate ideas when you're tired. You just draw the thing.
The idea and the sketch is done.
Yeah.
You just start
Yeah.
rendering. Yeah.
So it is really, really important to kind of just set yourself up for success in this case, I guess.
Yeah. And it's also okay not to finish. Like just starting it and doing it is a win.
Yeah.
But then obviously try to finish it. Like the sense of accomplishment after doing in Inktober and actually doing all 31 days is pretty awesome. Like you do feel pretty good about yourself for about 5 minutes. Yeah.
But it's also like...
But it's good 5 minutes,
There are so many benefits of trying Inktober. Like even if you fail, because I've done, I've done 2 at one point, and then I did like 8 on the next one, or 12, and then 16 and 18 or 19, and then I failed again. But the thing is, every time you failed, you learned something that you took with you to the next round, the next year.
Exactly.
And you're a little better, like you've improved during that time, to some extent at least. And then you take the knowledge and that new experience and you try it again. And then, you stumble at 20 and then you try something new the next year, You don't have to succeed immediately, but you won't go out empty-handed for the next one. Like you'll always have that experience.
And don't go out like trying to do a masterpiece every single piece. Scale it down. Like, just make it easier for yourself. Do maybe a little bit of a more simplistic style than you're used to. Like, of course, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but just, help yourself out. Sometimes that stress of just not feeling happy about anything is gonna like destroy you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to me, where I put so much effort into doing this one little thing of 31 pages of a book and hated most of that time, and then looked at the thing afterwards and like, so why? Why did I spend all this time and stress doing this? And you just feel like I hate myself.
Exactly. But you did learn something, and it's how to put together a comic, in a very stressful situations. Like you could at least, like that's more than most of us that have tried comics have put together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's that learning that like no matter if it sucked or not,
it's still
that
out there.
experience.
Yeah.
No, but that experience is within you.
Yeah.
So the next time you do it, you're like, oh, when I did this last time, I fucked it up. This time I have this knowledge.
Yeah.
To avoid that. So you can never take that away.
No, that's true. And thanks.
Yeah.
That's, I needed that.
And again, like you can even take let's say rendering. You suck at rendering, so you just take the prompts at face value. If it says, scallops, or if it says gargoyles, draw a gargoyle and try to render a gargoyle. Whether it's like from reference, it doesn't matter. Like if rendering is like, if you have a problem going from like a doodle or a sketch to an actual render, just try to find like a medium level rendering style that you can sort of like practice your light and shadows.
Yep.
So every day you have to do one light and shadow study of whatever the prompt is. So if it is, a rock, then you draw a rock. If it is a horse, then you render a horse, and it doesn't have to be the whole horse. If you don't have time to learn, like pick apart.
Yeah.
So just like simplify. It doesn't have to be like if it says bat, you don't have to draw the full bat. You can draw a bat wing. You can draw a bat face. They have these super cool faces.
Yeah.
Just simplify.
It's like, what is a bat to you?
Yeah.
And that's always the cool thing about the prompt. And what I love about Inktober is going in and seeing all of the billions of different ideas that everybody gets. Nobody really does the exact same thing. You can see that people use the same reference every once in a while. But it's still a completely different piece with every single person that does it. And it's such an amazing thing to see this whole community of artists getting together and doing this for this month. Like that is the
we should have fucking
win.
said that in the beginning as well. If you want to join our community, Discord, go to Sketchbook Heroes or Ilias Patlis and press on the little link and then press on the Discord link there. And join us. Yeah, it doesn't matter what challenge you join. We use Inktober as a example.
The springboard.
But yeah, but do whichever challenge you want. Join our Discord, and when October starts, post your art every day in that channel, and we can all, pat each other on the butt.
Yeah. Or if you don't draw, you can just check out the cool artwork. And roast people.
Exactly.
Which is what we do. No.
Exactly. And just supporting each other. It's fun.
Yeah.
And last year we were this like little family, of artists, sort of like both on Instagram and on the Discord, kind of just like lifting each other up. So it was fun. And then at some point it got super stressful and it all fell apart. Yeah. No, everyone did something.
Yeah, but not on the Discord.
But the Discord I think was live, but I kept posting like every other day or every 3 days
I had to do
at some point.
5
dumps. 5 dumps.
Yeah.
Art dumps. So it got a bit hectic, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing that everyone struggled except Moose. Son of a bitch. He had them so well planned and so like, I don't know. Yeah. What the fuck?
He should be here talking. He should be telling us what we should be doing.
Yes, because he fucking... it was such a smooth experience, like at least seeing it from the outside.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm 40 days ahead. I'm like, I don't even know. Is there 40 days?
He already started this year's, like last year.
Probably.
Yeah.
He was that ahead.
Yeah.
365 days ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. What else do we have to say about like previous experience and also going into this year? Like, because we've already mentioned like our strategy-ish for this year. Mine is and yours is be more planned. And I don't think like apart from the stuff that I've mentioned, I don't have any other takeaways from
I guess we could
year.
go over some of the stuff that maybe beginners would have to think about. And it is to like, you're allowed to sketch with pencil and then ink the stuff. It doesn't really matter.
You're allowed to do it digitally.
You are allowed. It really...
It's all about the creation of the thing.
Yeah, and I would say it also is about what you want to improve on.
Yeah.
Because the best thing about Inktober is using the momentum and community angle to kind of give yourself that artistic kick in the ass that we usually stand for. But, you use this opportunity, this sort of event to get out there with your art and be seen by other artists as well.
Boost.
Which is another thing we should mention.
Yeah.
Is that you can utilize Inktober, I would say, is hands down the yearly event that always gives my account a boost.
Yeah.
And you hate playing by the rules.
Oh, yeah.
Because you hate the hashtags, you hate everything.
I hate social media.
And that unfortunately punishes you. You know what I mean?
You need to play the game right.
Yes, but you also need to, not get... There's a balance. The amount of investment that you are... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the expectation and the game, and like you got to find a balance there where you can distance yourself from the expectation, and it is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like it is almost impossible. You got to get sort of fed up, cry a bit, and then come back in. It is really hard to manage your expectations when it comes to social media because it fucking plays with your dopamine levels, and
yeah. It's a dangerous game.
It is a dangerous game. It's I guess it's like, I don't know, Russian roulette or something, like it's just there's some emotional stakes.
Yeah.
But it is really good to utilize, finding a way to do it sort of with Reels, I guess, is really good because Reels,
that's the new Instagram.
It's the new Instagram. Yeah. And it is like, I noticed on my photo account that is a small account, that nothing's happening, nothing is happening, and I'm not really doing Reels, so it's really not happening. And but also from what I've read about Reels, you got to do them often, all the time, and jump on trends like music and whatever
Fuck
else.
that shit.
Exactly. So you got to find like a balance where it's fine for you. And again, that's what I'm saying. You could either do what you just did, or you could find, just like how you tackle Inktober is how you handle social media as well. You got to find a way that doesn't kill you creatively, but is just enough for you to not feel that it's a hassle to do. Like for me, I love recording my process because I think it's magical to see even my own work come to life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I look at it and I'm like, it's kind of crazy that I have this idea and then I can actually put it on paper and then
manifest it.
Exactly. But because when you're making it, you're not appreciating it in the same way. Like when you watch the playback, you're like,
wow.
I see what I can almost see how people experience my work, because once I see me drawing it, it doesn't feel like I'm drawing it. It feels like I'm watching someone else draw my piece, basically.
I definitely get that.
So there's like, I don't feel like social media is forcing me to do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's like a satisfaction in, I hate some of the pieces that I've done that I don't have the recordings, because I kind of like, this actually turned out really nice. I wish I recorded this one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there are some of them that I have recorded. I'm like, I could live without this. It's like seeing how the crap was made is not satisfying. So I think knowing a bit about how social media is played and finding just the right amount that it is still pleasing and fun for you to use social media while you post your Inktober's. So use, like the hashtags that matter, like Inktober 2022, or whatever challenge you're doing. And also
the prompts, I guess.
The prompts, like what genre you're doing, if you're doing fantasy or sci-fi, whatever else kind of applies. And try not to use, the big popular hashtags that have like billions of, watchers or posts, I guess. Yeah. You need to find like a variety. You have some that are 50,000, some that are,
couple of hundred.
Then 250 and then 500K. And then you just find like somewhere in between there. It's stuff that people search on as well. Like it's really good to check out some other artists and then, just make a list and then copy paste that shit in. I always copy paste. I don't care if it's flagged as spam or anything. For years now, all my fucking hashtags are just copy paste. I haven't changed. I don't care if the post does worse or better, because that's like where I draw the line. I don't want to they still apply.
It's kind of like the stock market. You buy stocks and they go up and they go down. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah. But it's like, if the algorithm would say like, oh, you're using the same hashtags, I'm going to sort of pull you down a peg. I'm going to take that, because that for me and my mental health is what feels good. Yeah. So you can't do everything to please the algorithm, or you can in the beginning until you start getting disappointed over time, Yeah. But I think finding a level like, oh, I can do these things, but I will never do these things. You know what I mean? So you have to find your balance, whatever works for you, and then just post. Yeah. And that's the thing with planning your posts. I usually, like last year, I was posting them, after midnight every day. Started off really good at the like peak hours, and then it just every day was like 6 hours after midnight, 3 hours after midnight, 4 hours after midnight. Like I just couldn't keep up. It was terrible. And I was really, really, really bummed.
Yeah.
So I think, and also writing to people, like start reaching out to people, tell a story if you can, or write something about Inktober, like be transparent, like, oh, I'm really struggling with this one, or this was interesting because, add something there.
Yeah.
Find your voice. I want to be really ambitious this year, but I also don't want to be really ambitious this year. I want to do like narrative. I want to voice over my drawings, and make like little story reels about every single image. I'm not going to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to take all these and just, narrate over the stories. Sort of like just give you like a little hint of what this could be, beyond the image. But no. Voice-over.
Manageable level.
And that's, again, you're going to have these ideas as well, or some of you. You'll have like, okay, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be this story, and it's going to be this, and then I'm going to do that, and then blah, blah, blah. Don't.
No.
Just don't do it unless you have all the time in the world.
Yeah. Because it is going to take you like a full day to do this thing. If you...
Dude, and then you have to translate every prompt into whatever the fuck you have going on in your head.
Yeah.
And it's never that simple.
No.
Unless you're Moose.
Yes. Or I mean, we.
Yeah, exactly. His brain is a baguette magique, and he can just, magically make these things happen.
And eat baguettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, where the magic comes from. Yeah.
Yes. And that kind of, I don't know, that kind of, I guess, wraps up Inktober.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? I don't know if I have that much more. Like, it is what it is.
Should we, we could do, let's jump into tools, talk about what we use.
Okay, yes.
And
classic.
I can, I'll take you guys through my super awesome writing tip.
Okay, let's go. Cool sound effects from our mouths. And we're back.
Here we go.
So tools, what will you be using, Rob?
Well, it all depends on what I will be doing or not. So right now I'm still very, like I said, undecisive if I'm even doing Inktober or not. But I did enjoy just utilizing the King book that you gave me. And, last year I just sketched it out really quickly and loosely, and then I used a brown
actually, I
marker.
really loved the brown marker thing that you did.
It just gave it a little bit of a different look, but
the look was brown.
The only thing was that I didn't like just having white paper, so I almost with every one I sprayed it with like a ink gray wash. Yeah, just to get some texture on the paper. So again, like taking something simple and then still having to mask stuff and do the spray thing. So some of them are like extremely sloppy because I just wanted to get it on there and go to bed. And other ones I had more time and did stuff. But yeah, I guess continuing on the same thing, just sticking with a simple ink look. But yeah, what about you? Are you doing anything different?
I don't think so. Like pineapple, cocaine, and a goat is what I'm going to use mostly. Yeah. Beside that, I will also use the same paper as last year, which was the Strathmore.
The gray tone.
Tone, gray, tan. Yeah. Yeah. That one. And tone tanned, whatever they call it. Yeah. But no, I think I'm going to go with the gray one again. They did send me a bunch of sketchbooks to try out, so I will keep trying them out.
Well, that's awesome.
Also, I will, also thanks to Inktober. So I will. I will continue with that. I will use my Pilot parallel pen again this year, but I will also utilize the pens that I discovered last year that I got from that. I didn't use them for Inktober last year. I used some other ones, but I got from the pen store pen calendar thing.
Oh, yep.
I got these really nice. I don't remember. I think they're Sakura, the brand, but so I guess the same people that do microns. I think they're Sakura as well.
Pilot.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, well, never mind. But whatever I have these really nice pens that I like for really thin lines because they help me not mess up the faces of my characters so that a whole image gets ruined because that pen is a bit untrustworthy on smaller details. So, yeah, and then like a white gel pen from Uniball and whatever white color pencil I have at that very moment in time. I'm not very brand loyal there. I just use whatever I have. And I think that's going to be sort of my, and Copics. Like the whole warm gray scale of Copics that I use.
Yeah, and I use the cool gray. Cool. Maybe I'll use my Copics this year, actually.
Yeah, if you're going to go brown, the warm grays are perfect.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, not changing much, I guess.
Yes,
neither of us.
Same. I would like to, but
what would you do?
Ink wash. I would like to do ink wash, but then again, I don't want to complicate things for this. No. So use what works. Don't try anything new.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be like.
Don't be a fool.
No. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Come for your soul. But I do have
you have something different.
One of my tips.
Let's go with just the tip.
Let's go with the tips. No, so after I sent out my script, whatever, to all of these publishers, I did get some fire up the ass to keep writing or write more.
I love how that's how we work. Like the fire up the ass solves everything.
Everything.
Always. You need to find some way to artificially create fire up the ass.
Yeah, hemorrhoids is apparently not working.
Not working.
No. So it's just a different type of fire.
Hey, not a fan.
But so I just felt like, okay, how much more of this book do I have to write before it's finished? So I looked at the different chapters that I had written, and they're very all over the place. As you know, you've actually read some of it, or maybe all of it.
I read everything you sent me.
There you go. So you've read all of it. So I sent you like start of the end, something in the middle, and most of the beginning part of the book. So it's just all over the place. And then I had a vague idea of I need this and this, like story-wise, to make sense. So what I did was, okay, how many chapters is there in a normal type of book? I just Googled, and it said somewhere between 30 and 50 chapters is kind of a normal amount in a book. Looked over what I had 10 chapters at that time, and I'm like, okay, so I need 20 more chapters to make it into like an official Within Bunny Ears book. Cool. So I just did like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20, and then sat down whenever I had time and just wrote like, this person needs a story. How did that thing happen? What's the next thing with this? And just for 20 chapters did like a headline for each of the chapters. And then after that, whenever I was like, I went to bed a little bit earlier, but I just sat with my phone in notes and then started writing that chapter, like the story of this guy. And just started writing whatever came into my head, not thinking too much of this needs to be the most perfect thing. I just need a chapter here. Started writing, and then after maybe a minute, I would be so into it and it just kind of wrote itself. I would just be watching this movie unfold. And it was such a pleasing way to do this. And now I have everything mapped out. So I have the whole book in chapter form mapped out. So now every time I go back and forth through work, which is like 20, 30 minutes, I just sit there and start writing one of these chapters. Then by the time I come home, I just sit in bed, I finish that chapter. So every day, if I feel like it, I will have a chapter. So in a month, technically, I would have the whole book finished in words, and then I just go back in and start adding whatever is missing. But I would say it's the best tip I can give anybody.
You know
if
what
you're
it
feeling
sounds
stuck.
like?
What?
A straight circle, because it is basically how we've done Inktober now.
Yeah.
With the little thumbnails.
Yeah.
Which
See?
is basically chapters.
So it just fits perfectly
Yeah.
with today's topic. It
Very
really
good.
does.
And it's such a, like, me thinking about it, that's how I'm going to do. If I write a short story next time,
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of divide it into chapters and then just write a bit on every one. Like, the thing you sent me,
Mm-hmm.
where you have, like, okay, it's going to end like this. This is sort of what happens in the middle, and this is the beginning.
Yeah.
And then start fleshing it out. So,
And that was only because, like, oh, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
I just wrote it down before I forget it. And then that sat there, and then I would add to it every once in a while. So the end is still the exact same. I haven't added anything. And then, so I haven't written anything for like half a year maybe on this story. Pretty much since I sent it
since
to
you
you.
sent it, yeah.
And then I went back and I just read a little bit, and I like really started laughing, not mocking myself, but loving what I had written. And it just like that is so great. Like it's just, well, again, it's me making my own movie. So obviously I'm just writing stuff that I would love to see. And then the comments and stuff, because I'd forgotten about these things. And I read it and I'm like, this is actually pretty fun. Like, I would love to read this book. I'm like, you know, it's good enough. And that's why, like, after having the talk with Maddie and him just going like, dude, why are you even hesitating? Like, if you have anything, just send it out.
Exactly.
So that's what I did. Like, I just put myself out there, and that, again, it generated that fire that I needed up the ass. And
Yeah, it
well,
feels real.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because now
yeah.
I'm like, if somebody actually does bite this hook that I sent
Yeah.
out, I'm going to have to explain this fucking thing. And I need to have the whole book
It's
more or
nice,
less
yeah.
finished, because obviously they're going to write back. There's only 4 chapters in whatever I sent them. They're going to ask, how far along are you? Is it finished? Da, 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 da. And then they also did, whenever I sent it out, you got an automated response, and it was always like, thank you for the script. We're going to need about 3-4 months before we can get back to you, because there's so many people writing stories and sending them in. Takes some time. But that also gave me like, okay, so I have about 3-4 months to write this whole thing. So I have like a very, very rough first draft of the whole book.
I have a plan how you could speed that up.
Oh yeah?
Draw covers.
I
like
thought you were
these-
going to say cocaine. Like
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
But no.
Is
Just
it-
draw covers to make them a bit more interesting than everyone else's. Because the problem with getting, like, when you get a lot of something, like whether it's like, applications or something, as soon as something sticks out, you just curious, like we're all curious people. We click that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking, like, if you would just draw on a cover of your book somewhat, sort of like, let's say the little girl or something, like, and then you make like a little shadow of something.
Yeah.
And you keep it just enough so that it doesn't feel like you stole it from Google.
Yeah.
You know, you keep it rough, but nice. And just make it feel like this is an actual project and not.
I have an idea for that too. Kind of.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have the skill
Like
to do
it's
all
a-
of it. Yeah.
I'm the package.
Exactly.
I've got the package. Yeah.
Because I would sort of gravitate to that immediately than anything else.
Okay.
Like, just because that's, I know how I would work. Like, when I got applications, you're like, another one. And then you just like, oh, wait, something's like, there's something about this.
Yeah. Actually, I should have like just had a photo of myself in that presentation.
Also a photo of yourself. Yeah. But anything to kind of stick out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like stick out in the email somehow, you know,
Yeah.
like just somehow make yours not be, you know, not writing caps, but you get my point.
Yes. That's actually a great idea. I will take it to heart, and I'll probably start drawing it tonight. But yeah, I don't know. I felt really good about the process. I still feel very good about the process. And it's such a great, like, even if you're going to the bathroom or whatever, whenever you do have a little bit of time, you just bring up that list that you have in notes and maybe you get an idea for one of those chapters, and you just, start it.
Fuck, I love notes. So.
Yeah, it's so good.
Notes is, I've never written as much as I have in notes.
Yeah, same.
Like, notes is magical.
Yeah, it's become my go-to thing. Yeah.
Dude, and notes, you can draw now. You can do so many. You can paste images. You can do everything.
It's great. So even when I'm doing research for the book, I go to like a place.
Mm-hmm.
So for one of my books, it takes place in a schoolyard. I just went to the public school, like on a Sunday, and walked around, writing down sort of the layout of the place. And then I took images directly into notes.
Yeah, and you can also link. You can use, there's so many things
it's so
you can
practical.
do.
It's great.
Yeah, you can have your whole fucking workflow, and it's all searchable.
And because I use Apple, it is connected to my iPad, which is what I use to write the actual story. So it's already in there. So I just copy and paste it right into the actual script, and there it is.
Yep.
Like it's so quick, so easy, and
that's why I will never own anything else, unfortunately, because it's so seamless.
Yeah, it is. Until they come up with something better, which they probably can't. I will always stick with it.
The thing is, like Samsung, like the camera might be better, this might be better, blah blah blah, but the ecosystem of having like a Mac, like a MacBook, that I use a MacBook, and then I have my iPad, and then I have my iPhone, like that. It's synergy. It's one thing. It's one thing. Yeah, it's not. I don't have to. There's no it's not complicated at all.
No.
And like there are ways to send things from Samsung to my computer and stuff, but it's not seamless.
Yeah.
And the way that I work, I need seamless.
Yeah.
Or I've gotten used to seamless, so I'm caught in the Apple trap.
Gotcha. But any other tools?
Except us?
Yeah.
No. Not really.
All right. Yeah. Let's carry on my wayward soul.
Time for retro before we die.
Before we're done?
Before we're done.
Yeah.
But sure. Dying is being done.
Moving on. Yeah, nice. I like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Retro time.
I'm so tired.
I am so tired.
You can hear it.
But we're wrapping up. I don't have that much to say. What have we seen? I've
seen things. So
we saw the last Sandman.
Yeah, we saw that. Should we save that for last?
Later? Yeah, let's save it for later. And
so one thing that I've seen that you had seen previously that I said that I wanted to see, that I did finally see, is the Northman.
Oh, yeah, you saw the Northman.
Saw it.
I was going to ask when I saw you write about it, but then I didn't want to. Because we were going to be here at some point.
I really, really enjoyed it. I get what you meant with the fights and all of that stuff. Like, there could have been a lot more weight to a lot of things.
It's just it's not, like, the fights are fine, but the sound effects that go with them and everything, it just feels, like, off. You know what I mean? Like, the way they cut it together, there's never impact.
Yeah.
But the fights are not bad.
No.
But it's just something about them.
They could have used a little bit more work there, but...
I think it's just timing stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just the timing.
I think so too. Yeah. But I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be, actually. Maybe it was you lowering the bar a bit with your review, but no, I still really enjoyed it. It is, it's Robert Eggers. If you've seen The Lighthouse, like it is a weird type of artsy movie, or The Witch, which I think are his two other movies. Like he hasn't done much.
I haven't seen them, but...
And he's the same age as us, which is also cool. Like he's doing these amazing things, and that means we can also do this. So it is very much like a Viking fairy tale type.
Revenge.
Yeah. It's Hamlet.
Yeah.
It is. His name is Hamlet in the fucking movie.
I don't remember.
Hamlet, but without, yeah. So it's definitely this revenge flick, but it's got this sort of fairy tale vibe to it, like a little bit mystical with these, witch doctor type people and stuff.
And also the sword, I guess.
And the sword, and
weaponry,
yeah.
But I didn't buy into it. Like, it didn't work for me.
Because I was expecting it more or less. So again, like, if you haven't watched it and want to, go in with an open mind and see it more as...
Listen to my review, then watch it.
But I would say, like, it feels like the type of story a Viking would tell their kid. You know, like this epic story of Hamlet and his revenge.
I am let.
I'm let.
I am let. The worst. I am let.
More Swedish though. Yeah.
Ja, I am let.
I am let.
I am let.
I'm let som fan. Alltså. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So the Northman, Alexander Skarsgård, and the what's her name? Anja Taylor.
Yeah, the lady that I didn't know was the lady from
The Witch and
the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, that person. Yeah, cool. And then I saw a new movie that you didn't knew about. New.
Adrian, come on! I got some powers. It's not about how hard you can get punched.
It's about how much superpowers you can.
How much superpowers you have.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try.
Come on.
But the Samaritan with Sly Stallone
Or Samaritan.
or
Samaritan.
Samarin. I've got a tummy ache. Yeah. So it's Sylvester Stallone as a superhero, very much in line with kind of The Boys, that, you know, more real. Like, it feels like a real life story, but it also has, of course, I have a lot of stupid notes, but more or less what I get from all of my stupid notes, it's three different stories. You have the Sly Stallone superhero character and his journey. You have the little kid and his journey, and it's very much like a GTA type of story. Like, you're building your reputation and becoming more of a crime person because, well, this kid is not in a good area and he needs money and blah, 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 blah. And then you have the bad guy's story, which is kind of similar. It's just a bad guy trying to rise to power. And I don't know, it really works, but it's not one of the best movies. Like, it's definitely, I understand why they just released it on Prime. Instead of going like on the big screen. But there's still a lot there that I really, really enjoyed, and I had a good time with the whole thing. Again, you need to keep an open mind. Whenever you see like the little you do see of the suits and stuff, it's very cheesy. Okay, it doesn't look all that good. They've done a de-aging of Stallone at some point. It's just like, it doesn't look like he's de-aged. And then I found out that he was 76 years old doing this movie.
Yeah, you can't say that.
No, it's it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's got a lot of really cool stuff. Like, if you imagine a superhero in real life, you know, when somebody punches a superhero, it's like punching a tank. Like, and it's so cool when, you know, it's just Sylvester Stallone and somebody punches him in the stomach and they kind of break their hand because it's not soft. his skin is like a tank. It's just these little things that you can explore here that is really, really fucking cool. And also, I'm not going to spoil it, but Stallone gets his own version of Stick Around from Predator, kind of. But yeah, so if you have Prime, the Samaritan
sold. I was sold from the trailer.
Yeah,
it feels like that Will Smith movie.
Not Hudson Hawk. What's it?
Hawk,
I heard.
No, it's nothing with Hawk.
It's something with a bird, isn't it?
No, it's a name. No, it's not a
Hancock.
Yeah. Okay.
Something with a cock. Was it?
With a cock.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's a bird.
Slapping the cock. Because it's Will Smith and Hancock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what did Will Smith say to the Hancock?
So far-fetched, this joke. But yes, like that
the
movie,
hand job,
but
yeah.
with not him.
yeah, kind of like
so
that.
it is like that movie, but with someone that didn't slap Chris Rock.
Yeah, but it is very like dark and gritty.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy that. Again, like there's a lot of stuff that they could have done better, but just the overall story and stuff is still kind of cool. And I would say it's more from the perspective of the kid, which is also interesting when you have like this 13-year-old and you get this superhero story from a 13-year-old, but set in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all of the dangers of this criminal element of the gangs and all of that, but it's still a superhero story. Like it's a weird combination.
So it's not
of
Shazam.
It's definitely not. No, this is so much better than any of the DC movies, I would say.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, definitely recommend it.
The Samaritan.
The Samaritan. And I would say
With Sly.
that's more or less the only... Oh yeah, and I finished Only Murders in the Building, second season.
Second season.
Yeah, and equally good as the first one. If you enjoy the first one, you're going to love the second season.
There's always rumors about Paul Rudd in the third season, or was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
yeah,
that. Cool.
And thankfully I had missed that rumor, so I didn't get it spoiled.
Oh shit! Okay, thanks.
Yeah, but that was a fun little surprise.
Know that. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I thought it was like he was coming in on the next season.
No,
well, you're welcome for that spoiler.
But if you haven't even seen like the show at all, I definitely recommend it. It's such a lighthearted, good, fun show with still a good, solid kind of whodunit mystery element to
Steve
it.
Martin, Mila Kunis,
Not Mila Kunis.
whatever, Adriana Gonzalez,
not Selma Hayek.
Salma
but-
Hayek's not.
No, all about
What's her name? Yeah, but something that sounds like whatever. All the things I said.
Yeah, I mean she's like super duper boring, but
and she's also
just,
super duper famous.
Yeah,
except for us two old boomers.
But Martin
her-
Short and
yeah.
the what did you say? The other
Adriana Hayek.
Yeah,
There we go. You're welcome.
Yeah, Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. There you go.
Yeah,
Exactly what I said.
But also a lot of other characters and fun. Yeah, it's good. I recommend it. Watch it. It's on Disney or Hulu, I guess, if you're not in Europe. Hulu.
I don't know what that was. But yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen...
What's that?
Nothing. Except She-Hulk.
Yeah, same.
And I basically...
The whole show.
Yeah. I really have nothing to say about this show.
It's not made for us, I think.
It's not made for us, sure. But I also don't want to sort of like beat a dead horse again.
Yeah.
I've beaten that horse to death. And I have nothing new to add to this. Like
that horse will never die.
No, it's just okay. The only thing I will say is that there are no stakes.
Yeah,
I
same.
feel no stake in this, like at all. There is no
this is
emotional
as vegan
investment.
as it can get.
Exactly.
There are no.
This is a vegan show.
Not a single steak
Not
in
a
it.
single steak in sight.
Yeah. No,
And-
that is my one big gripe or grape.
And
with
also,
this fucking show.
I don't know what's happening with Marvel, but it feels so formulaic right now.
Did you hear that Kevin Feige is leaving?
I understand.
Yeah.
And I really, like, I'm going to watch for a couple more episodes.
Yeah.
But if it continues to feel like Miss Marvel, that kind of just lost me, I will just stop watching.
Yeah.
Like, I am starting to lose it.
I, as a social experiment, I brought wifey in to watch it with me, and she's really enjoying it.
It's not bad.
No,
It
I'm
just
still
isn't-
watching.
Yeah, but it's not... It also, like, I don't care what happens in the next episode.
No, this is the type of show where I would bring up my phone because it's just not interesting. There's nothing happening. Like, it was cool to get Tim Roth back in the second episode. Like, awesome. But he's also become Disneyfied. And he's this more goofy, he's writing haikus. And like, you know, they just make fun of all of the badass cool characters from... Because, like, he was really badass in that first Edward Norton Hulk movie. Like,
I don't remember him being in it.
because, yeah, he got the super soldier serum, and then he became the Abomination.
I thought that Hulk movie didn't count in this universe. But
It does,
I don't
it
know.
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care enough.
No, it's just weird that it's Edward Norton, but it is a part of the official MCU.
Okay,
It is.
cool. Makes no sense, but cool.
Yeah, so I have the first Avengers Blu-ray compilation. So,
But why was he racist in that one movie, The Hulk? You know, when he's in prison and his little brother joins the American Hulk History X or something like that. I don't know.
He's not even in that movie.
Edward Norton is the big brother. Dude, come on.
Yeah, but I thought you meant Tim Roth.
No, I meant the Hulk.
Oh. That was like...
Look, Edward Norton fans will get it. You shut your whore mouth when you're talking.
But yeah, no, I do feel they need to bring in some more stakes, like you said. This show needs something, because right now it's just...
Too much green, too little meat.
I heard some people talk about it, and it kind of makes sense, but they how did they refer to it? It's like the writers just had these things that they wanted to, like... I can't. No,
don't butcher it. This gone. Show is. Tell us what you think about She-Hulk on the Discord.
Yeah,
would be really interested to hear. For me, it's what we call mellanmjölk.
Yeah,
it is not entirely bad except the CGI, but it's also not interesting enough. To, you know,
I think there's something lacking in the writing to be.
And I want to say something about it, but I just don't care enough.
And
like
directing,
it's
and acting.
Like, I have more things to say about Studio 666.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Yeah. But if anything, go back to Prime and watch Stallone be a badass. Not She-Hulk. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Wifey thinks going forward with the show. Yeah. And, thankfully, it's very short episodes.
Yes.
Yes.
The best thing about the Disney specials.
Very, very much so. What else did we see?
We Sandman.
Sandman.
That's everything I've seen.
Yeah. Sandman is
the only reason I watched She-Hulk was because I felt compelled, because I'm like, oh, he's probably seen it. I better watch it.
And I thought the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't want to see it. Like, I forced myself to watch it. I was like, I'm not. Like, I wasn't. The way that the previous episode ended, I was not curious. And the way that this one ended, although it ended with a tease, don't care.
Nope. And the stupid, like, after credit.
Oh, yeah. I didn't care.
It's so stupid.
So boring.
So boring. Yeah.
But I think they had it on the previous episode as well.
Yeah, they did.
Didn't care.
No.
Like,
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. But even in this one, it could have been fun. But
it was the Captain America thing.
Who cares? But the delivery is so bad.
It's weak as fuck.
You could make that a fun joke, though, but it isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Like, the delivery is garbage.
Yeah.
Because I think you can do a joke like that, but it needs to be delivered well.
Yeah.
And
again,
not.
I don't think we are the demographic for this show.
Nope. I think...
Is it younger girls, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know who the demographic is. People that don't like steaks.
Yeah.
Vegans.
Yeah.
This is a vegan show.
You should be gone or vegan.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You will,
but I don't know, man.
No.
Like,
just let it go. Go Frozen on this fucking bitch.
I feel like the Marvel Universe ship has sailed and we weren't on it.
Yeah.
Or we didn't get the memo or something.
It's I'm spelled with a T.
Yeah, I'm watching Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I've seen about 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's promising. I kind of like that real world stuff more now.
Yeah.
Than I am sort of like excited about superheroes.
Yeah, but it's we've become overswamped with this superhero thing. Again, which is why it kind of feels good watching the Stallone or the Samaritan, because it's a different, more realistic take. And I think why we love The Boys as much as we do as well, because it's not the cutesy Marvel Disney thing. Mm-hmm. It's different.
And they also,
kill people.
Blood. Yeah, people die, stakes.
Yeah. But yeah, not excited for the rest of
anything.
No. The meh Hulk. But Sandman.
Though.
Let's do it. Yeah.
We're really enjoying it.
Same.
So this is about the special episode, because I think we've talked about the rest.
I hadn't finished the whole show.
There
I had seen
you go.
8.
Maybe spoilers because we talk.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Sandman, you pause us and you go and watch Sandman
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. You hadn't read the comic. I hadn't read the comic. So we knew nothing about this going in,
so
which
it's
is
better.
yes. So we didn't have anything to get disappointed about. And I really, really enjoyed most of the whole show. The only thing was, and I think I mentioned it last time, is that it slows down with the whole dream vortex
brother
chase thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the
agree.
convention part.
It was
that
fun.
was awesome.
Dude, the whole serial angle on it
Yeah.
is so
It's so
good.
funny. It's great.
So good.
But it just slowed down so much up, like until that point. And then from there on, it sort of picked up again and was a good finish.
I don't think, like, I don't know. Like, I saw it in 3 sort of pieces because of, like, just not having enough time.
Yeah.
But, so it didn't really slow down. I just have a hard time picking up shows when I stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're good or not.
No.
It's like, I love Horizon Zero Dawn, the second game, but I'm not playing it because
You got
stopped.
sidetracked.
Yeah,
and then,
life happened. And
Yeah.
then, you know...
I'm the exact same.
So it's not about the show being good or bad for me. Like, it didn't slow down for me, but I just, when I have breaks, I have a really hard time getting back into it. Like, I really need to get that 300 kick in the back. And
It's our ADHD, I guess, kicking in.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you said that they had released another episode, and I was like, oh, well, then maybe I should finish it. So I just did that. And I really, really enjoyed the last episode. Like I said, it was like the perfect time to see it because I had just sent out everything to the publishers at that time. And then the last part of the last episode is about a writer. And it was just perfect. It was like the cherry on top of my life.
you know what I loved most about it? As soon as I heard her voice, I was like, that girl is the voice from Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Shit, no
so
way.
I paused the episode immediately, Googled it, bam, nailed it.
Oh, that's awesome. Because she does have like a very authentic...
Such an authentic Greek accent. And she was like, she is what made Assassin's Creed Odyssey the adventure it is. Like, it is so good. I would recommend anyone to go back and play it just for her narrative.
Nice.
Like, it just heightens the whole experience so much. Like, it was way better than the Valhalla one.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
meh
Yeah.
for me. Like, it's
can't-
visually nice, but it's not fun to, like, it wasn't
I can't
fun for me.
force myself to go back and like continue finishing it. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's another Assassin's Creed game. Like, it's
Yes.
just nothing really new about it.
No.
It's very much more open, I guess, like compared to the ones that I used to play. Because I haven't played Odyssey and
Yeah, Odyssey is by far the best. I've played one halfway through until I realized it was very formulaic and just the same shit like over and over. So I stopped and then I YouTubed the rest a year later.
As you do.
Then I did finish the second one with Eitzo.
Yeah.
Like that was really good.
Yeah, that's
Still
the one.
like the same problem as the first one.
And that was
but
the
still better.
first one I played.
Yeah.
And that was just like from start to finish, enjoyed the whole ride.
Then I didn't play for a few years, so
Same.
they came out with the one in the forest there.
Yeah.
3 and
Because I jumped from that
London
one to
Syndicate.
Black Flag.
yeah, and then Black Flag
Because
somewhere in between there as well.
That one I really enjoyed as well and finished, and have replayed. Not finished the second time, but I just want to go out with the boat and fish sharks. Like, it's just awesome, and go around and sing pirate songs. It's just a really good pirate game.
Dude,
It's not,
that's what they did with the Odyssey one. It's like a mix of that and normal Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like nice.
Ooh,
So
I'm
you
really intrigued with the new pirate game that's out. Is it EA?
Yeah, I saw something I haven't.
What was it called?
I don't remember.
Skull and Bone.
Skull and Bone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But it's pretty much Black Flag. But you build your own character and then your whole like fleet, I guess, eventually. Like pirate for real. So yeah, I could definitely see myself playing that in the future. But Sandman.
Sandman, though, yeah.
Yeah.
The voice was the
Yeah.
Cassandra voice. Yes.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah,
Check.
but I love her like voice, and she does everything perfect in that one.
Mm.
And the whole like story in this one is perfect.
It's so great.
Like it even got me thinking of a story to write.
Yeah, which is what all stories should do.
Exactly.
But it just tells you how good of a writer Neil Gaiman is.
Mhm.
Like, it's such a great... I love it when they have, kind of like an anthology episode within a really big story.
Mhm.
Like, the Sandman comic is like
because
huge.
this happens like the where this plays out is basically when he actually, spoiler warning here, but breaks free.
Yeah. Like, he's back in business-ish.
Yeah. Ish. He
He's
just
not
like
fully back, but he's
but he
back,
breaks
back.
no, but he breaks out in the episode when she reads the paper about this comatose woman
Mhm.
waking up after 70 years or whatever the fuck it is more.
Yeah. That's
When
when
he
he-
gets released. Like,
Exactly.
in that episode, like the day after, whatever, like
Yeah.
he gets released or wakes up.
Yeah.
And that's when he escapes,
Mm.
which is so cool.
Which is why, like, it just holds more weight to
Mm.
the decisions that he does in that episodes, and kind of like, well, I guess him forgiving her, and he's got this whole new outlook after what happened to him as well. Like, there's a lot of levels in this episode if you want to,
Mm.
but you could just watch the episode as is and still enjoy it, because it's just a fun little own movie.
Mhm. And I think like what I like about this show and what I dislike about the show, I guess, go hand in hand, sort of in the same thing.
Mhm.
And it's that the Morpheus before the capture, that was a bit more cold and more like a god.
Yeah.
And then the Morpheus that comes out after, that is like he's sort of gotten more, how do you say, like
He gained humanity.
Yeah,
in a
something
way.
like, yeah. And where he would distance himself from, humanity and just, do the dream thing. Now he's kind of like mixed with humans a bit more
Yeah.
and kind of gotten gained humanity, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and
But I think-
empathy and
Probably after his talk with his sister, like when he talked with Death, I think that gave him a little bit more of an understanding as well, that it's like they wouldn't exist without humans. Like,
yeah. But that happens
dreams.
after this episode,
yeah.
which is like what I like
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But they're just giving us so little that it's annoying.
Yeah.
But it's also
Perfect.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. Like the whole show, I really did enjoy it. Apart
Yeah,
from
same.
the slowing down a little bit. It'll be super interesting to see where this goes, because the cliffhanger, like where it ends
Shit, I don't even remember the
with
cliffhanger now.
Lucifer and like they're going to
Oh
war.
shit! Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's gonna be really interesting. Like, so what the fuck's happening? Or like, is hell gonna invade the dream realm now, or the human realm? Like, what's gonna happen? This is really really cool. So I guess we're gonna see more of Constantine.
That can't be the way you say the name.
Constance.
No, it's the worst thing is that they use it and they use it like that. Ugh,
Yeah.
Constantine.
Many a time.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna play a bigger part. Maybe we'll get Constantine in there as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, just in general, I'm excited to see where it goes and what they do with the show and how much more of a show we're gonna get. Hopefully it's done well enough to get more seasons. Because I think right now it is up there with one of my favorites of all of the Netflix stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is actually Neil Gaiman or if it was, but some publication said that Neil Gaiman was worried that the show wouldn't be picked up for a second season, although it's doing good.
Oh, really?
But that he said there's hope for other production companies to pick it up. But, the day we live in. who knows if it's true or not.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I would watch a second season.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I want to see where this goes,
and I hope that they can sort of give us a bit more of the stuff that we've gotten so far. You know, like it would be nice to kind of explore Morpheus. Yeah, like specifically on Morpheus.
Yeah,
because I feel like I like that they kind of keep him a bit sort of odd. You know what I mean? Like he's like I don't know, but the demeanor of the actor is so perfect for the character. And, you know, they give us so little, which kind of makes sense because he's this, like, being that has been there.
Entity.
Yeah. So he's not human. So, but we want to tie, you know, human emotions and stuff to it, and we want him to feel them.
Yeah.
But they are not, you know, like, they have to be discovered, you know, and gained, like he gained after his capture, like the sort of empathy and Neil Gaiman. Yeah.
Sorry.
Very nice. So it is like I understand the pacing of it, and it's annoying that we don't get more, but I kind of get why we don't get more. You know, like people don't change that fast.
No.
And that's why I love this, like jumping around in time and kind of like now in this sort of like freestanding episode, we get to go back a bit and kind of get a glimpse of what happened somewhere in between there, you know, that we weren't privy to in this like overarching storyline. Yeah.
And also like the little sidetracked story of, you know, the guy that just kept on living
that one I really
years.
like. Yeah, I really like the idea.
It was such a sort of random thing, but it just worked. And I love that they can just throw in different stories like that.
And he looked like an idiot in the past.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah. No, so there's a lot of really cool things here. Yeah. So again, like, and one of the best things about the show is that it's very beautifully made. Like there's so many nice, beautiful shots in here that you could definitely pause it and get some nice reference for different concepts and stuff, or just get inspired.
I love the whole thing when he's captured in that thing.
Oh, it's beautiful. Like perfect. And it really does look like, well, I can imagine what the comic book looks like.
But dude, that they managed to kind of, like that the actor is that scrawny, fits so perfectly.
Yeah, he's really worked out in a weird way because he has more of a bulky back. Like his shoulder blades and stuff is kind of buff, but he's super skinny with like the arms and legs. You can see that he's worked to get a different type of
I don't know, like because they do stretch the image as well. So you get a lot of distortion and stuff, but it works so well with that aesthetic that they've achieved.
Yeah, and they found him, like he was one of the first people to audition, but then they still auditioned like
the rest?
500 or 600 more people, but no one could match what he did because he just looked so perfect for the part. So they even told him, like he got money to not go for any other roles, but they couldn't promise him the part. So he got paid while they auditioned other people just to not get anything else, to sign up for anything, because they were so sure that it was him, but they weren't sure it was him.
Yeah.
They still needed to check everybody else.
Like, you know, genetics, no one can really like, I'll have those genetics for that role. No, he just fits the bill. Like,
and he does have this weird, like he looks kind of like a boy. Like
he has that androgynous
exactly, but still holds the weight of something more.
Yeah, like ethereal.
The way he speaks and like this weird sort of tone that he has. Like it's just
the cadence. Yeah, that he speaks in. Yeah, and it doesn't feel silly as well.
No, like because that was something that I was worried about too. Like he's gonna come across as this idiot.
Dude, by the way, on that new episode, when she writes Morpheus and he throws it in the fire, I was like,
yes.
Fucking
genius.
Because the beauty of that is that it is, you know, when someone's annoying in a movie and the point they get killed, that is that point in this episode.
Yeah.
It's just a small thing where
You know he's fucked.
You know he's fucked. As soon as he takes the note and like goes to the fire.
You're like, yes.
Yes. Because at first you're like, oh shit, he fucking took her opportunity to escape.
Course.
But then he goes to the fire and you're like, you're so fucked if you throw him in the fire. And he does. Of course he does.
Yeah.
And which is like, it's such a great way to utilize expectation. Like you're going to know what happens here.
Yeah.
But it's so satisfying that it's a nice giveaway. You know what I mean? Because we all hate when we can sort of watch She-Hulk, for example, and just like, this is going to happen. And then,
a heads up with the Stallone one, it is very predictable.
Yeah, of course. But again, it's, you said it's not the best movie.
No. It's just something different for once. Like, at least...
Is it, though? It's a superhero movie.
Yeah,
but yeah. I guess superhero...
Can't help you with iTunes on Apple Watch.
Okay.
Well, that's good to know.
You know what he thought we said?
No?
Is it, though? It's a superhero by Enya. And it's like, I can't help you with iTunes on Apple Watch. What?
Sean Clark, you've lost it.
You've lost it, dude.
Yeah.
We said nothing about Enya.
You never had it, actually.
Yeah, that is true. Except a full split.
Yeah. He's such an attention whore, that fuck. Like, every episode.
Every episode.
Why? Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah. I like the way they did it in Sandman, though.
Yeah.
Like, they know that you're going to know, but it's satisfying. It's that moment of, like, I knew it, and this is what I've wanted, and it finally came, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's subtle. That's what I like about it. Like it's not like the moment where they do get shot. It's just where it shifts.
Yeah.
Like that's the reward.
Yeah. No, totally agree. The only thing was the cat part.
Yeah,
like
what
the animated.
I don't understand that.
And
so
again,
if someone
I think
knows what that's about.
I'm pretty sure I kind of half dozed off towards the end of it, like that story. So I thought it was a separate episode.
Yeah, dude.
I definitely thought it was like
Maybe it is.
and then it started with the new one, but I can't remember if it actually did. So it might have just continued and being like
maybe the cat thing is a separate thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw it in two pieces as well.
Yeah.
One was the cartoon, then I dozed off as well.
Yeah.
And then I saw the rest of it.
That's how good it is.
Yeah. So I kind of was like, oh, I didn't even finish the cat part.
Oh yeah,
and
now I
like,
remember how it ended. Yeah.
Yeah, they walk back and then it wakes up and then just like
Look how cute he is.
Yeah, exactly that
Yeah.
part. And then I don't remember if that ends and then the next one starts, or I don't remember.
Let's just say it's a separate thing.
It's a separate thing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like it.
No. It was unnecessary, but also, again, it
It's
just
something.
fits. It's just this mystical thing, and it ties in because the cat enters the dream realm and does something. And
For me, I needed more there. Like, I don't know what that was about. I'm just pretending that didn't exist.
It might pay off in season 2,
Maybe.
Maybe they're just doing different things to set up something. So, like, if you watch season 2, it's like, oh, that's that Sphinx thing, cat. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, see it.
See it.
We recommend it.
Really recommend it. And if you've listened this far, we've ruined everything for you. So you're welcome.
So, yeah, you are. I know you are.
You are.
Yeah. So fucking tired.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But nothing that cocaine can't fix.
Let's
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
and keeping listening
on.
And yeah.
And good luck with Inktober
Yeah.
and watching Sandman and living life. And
hit us up if you are wondering anything about how we tackled Inktober and stuff. You want to know more, or the Discord. There's a lot of people there that want to help.
Exactly.
And just force yourself on all of them.
Yes.
You have our approval.
Exactly. Tell them goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Up and down.
Say
and
goodbye,
skadoosh.
clock.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
Why would it be? It's super simple. You said like a whole other sentence, Sean Clock. You son of a bitch.
Are we done?
I think so.
Okay, we're done. Goodbye.
Yeah, Sean Clock made
Goodbye.
me really disappointed. Goodbye!